Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's a cold, cold day here today. No surprise. What do you think, Ozzy? Ozzy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get that. Huh? I've got the beds ready here for the two. Oh. What are you doing, Ozzy? Huh? I'm cold. But it's questionable if it's actually a good idea to have those two here in the farm. It would be warmer for them. They have their dog homes as well. But my feeling is I'd come in the barn after a night of right here and they would have rearranged the barn. Both young, easy boy, easy, easy. Both young, and one is still in chewing mode. The other one just likes to tear everything down and examine it. So maybe not. We have sleet going today out there, snow maybe later. And it's quite dangerous. Oh, I have seen within just a couple hours you couldn't walk hardly anywhere anymore without slipping and sliding. To be out there with a car, which I have been, was a nightmare. So just being able to stay home, not have to worry about that, is wonderful. Wonderful. Huh? Yeah. And no doubt it's going to get worse, which, again, it's like one would so love to have snow, and when it comes, oh no, snow, cold. But here, when you live out in the mountains in the wild, the last 3 years we didn't really have a cold enough winter, or enough times where it got really cold, froze really hard, and the bugs managed to all survive, kind of. The ticks were the worst last year ever. So this is great weather for the population of the bugs this now to die down some. Balance in nature. So, I mentioned in another video a few days ago, foot of snow, heavy, ice rain, this, that. Then it went down to half a foot of snow, story. Then it went to 1 to 4 inches, then it went back up to half a foot. Interesting too, everything is quieter on days like that. Less noise from the animals, per se. Cold. There. Okay. No food prep this morning. Otherwise, because the horses are gonna stay in. You wanna eat that now? You didn't pee on it, did you? Did you? Say yes or no? Oh, you look. Huh? I could do that 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Okay, all right, guys, come on now. He wouldn't let you touch it. There you go, say. Let's see. This is, it's good hay for them. It's not very nutritious, but it won't. It's hay that they digest very easily. But it's all just about grass hay. It'll fill their tummies, but not much else. But our animals are well fed here, so this is all right. I don't have too much of that. I'm not going to use a whole lot of calorie energy today staying in, so this is perfectly fine. All right, everybody. Okay, let's see. I think we're just gonna give them the rest of this too. As I said, it's just a filler, more or less. It'll have some nutritional value for them, but definitely not as much as some of the other hay that we have. Let me see here. Who? Would you like a little more? I didn't give you that much, did I? Go. Let's give this to Maverick. There you go. I could bring out some today. I actually did that last night. The piggies did. I also have to go up in the loft today. Uh-oh. Did it take your bed away? Huh? Oh. Oh. Come here. Yeah, look at you all wet. Huh? He sits nicely though. Look at that. 7-month-old puppy. Huh? Sits so nicely, not jumping up. This one not quite getting ahead. Okay. Guys, I got work to do. Also today we have to put the water. They have to have water today. But I'm going to clean out the barns just a little bit. Just a little bit. Of the stalls rather. Where's your other bowl? Somewhere in there. This is a good time to find it. Right over there. There. Later. So it's going to be a day in. Thank you, buddy. For the guys here. They have a nice dry plate here. And I let them out in the snow sometimes. Depends on the type of snow. But they're not Mustangs. They're still horses. And these horses here, they have 150 acres to roam around in. And come on, Gus. So they get lots of exercise. Such a beautiful, beautiful home for animals. Beautiful, beautiful place to be with animals. Let me see which one. I think this is yours. It's a beautiful place to be with humans and animals alike. That's too low down. Okay. There you go. Long intro. Well, I wonder about things that people do. One thing I saw this morning. Come on, come over a bit, buddy. What you got all on your tail? Oh, that can't feel good. Let me see here. Oh, not too bad. Sometimes they walk through the brambles, just that bring brambles back in their tails and pains. That can't feel good. Right. Let me see what's going on in your store. I think all I have to do here is just add more to it. One thing is, I don't understand on how a parent, someone professes to be a parent, can hurt their children to the point of broken arms, dislocated shoulders, which can accidentally happen when you're playing with a child in a certain way. Come on. Broken ribs. And often, of course, these these abuses in a child get untreated. Yeah, we all know why that is. So sadly, even though there are wonderful people working out there to avoid that or prosecute who needs to be prosecuted for a child that's being abused like that, a child, what can a child do? Gosh, anyone growing up like that had to be awful. Anyone growing up like that and has become a good parent is amazing to me. That's that's restoration right there. Sometimes children growing up like that become even worse than their parents. But back to, it's difficult for me to understand on how adults in any way, hey, not going out there with that. You can do that. What kind of people are they to abuse a child that's so defenseless? Can't fight back. Basically becomes, through the frustration and anger and I don't know what of the parents over something, they're punching back. I tell you what's even more sad to me is that the people around them often know full well. And they're not doing anything either. People who would never do that to a child, and yet they're okay with closing their eyes, watching this and that. Again, I can only speak from my own experiences on stepping in myself. And those were very few times where I was actually there and I could either stop it, question it, and report it. Oh yeah, I'm not scared of people like that, or because if there is even the slightest doubt, the child is always more important. Always. So there is that. And yet when I see on how people have a really warped idea about nature as well, and I'm going to mention that again because it didn't seem to be clear in another video to some, and the question again is, are you just denying the truth because you don't want to hear the truth? You don't want to examine, okay, wait a second, some things do not add up with what I believe, with what I put out there, and what I accuse others of. One thing that I found, again, in human behavior is that how did it even become possible to associate animals or man use animals in a negative way? How's that possible? I know that trophy hunters out there, animal trophy hunters, they've got to have some kind of an excuse why, for their killing of animals where there's no need for. Not talking about hunters going out and shooting a deer, or even, I guess, hunters in other places with exotic animals that are used for food. Go hunt for food. But trophies? So there's one thing. Yeah, which, again, who likes to trophy hunt? Yeah, okay, all right. It is amazing to me on how widespread pagan beliefs are Also when it comes to animals or superstitious stuff and other practices of people with animals and on how they view them in the negative. Yep. Omens. Yep. Some are omens. Some are associated with the devil or Satan. Some are, okay. Yes, you get my drift? Completely ignoring what the actual reason for animals, that God created animals and plants are. Yeah, you like to carve your initials in a tree? That's a plant example. Yeah, but it actually doesn't hurt the tree too much. It can easily grow around. But then we have people who go out and they are herbal gatherers, or, okay, again, they're hunters for herbs. And they will cut bark all the way around the tree. There's elm, for example, is one. Very valuable bark. Cherry bark as well. They cut it all the way around because they don't know that if you do that, you actually kill a tree, slowly but surely, for example. So we have two sides. We really do. We have the side that has decided to abuse God's creation when it comes to animals and plants for their own gain, for their own weird practices and I don't know what, and accuse others of. They accuse others of, who are actually very good people, are supporting that view of an animal being used, right, as a symbol of negativity, a symbol of evil. They support that rather than go, you can't do that. Has nothing to do with, right? Not sure, yeah. Associate people who abuse children, beat children. Use that as a reference. Use them people. Why are you using an animal that has nothing to do with your practices? Has nothing to do, and then, as I said, oh, well, we're not doing that, but they are. No, now you're supporting something that's not true and never was true. When we truly have a connection to God, when you truly have a connection to God, our Heavenly Parent, regardless who you follow, okay, create feuds, this and that, keep it going, no doubt, yeah. Twist everyone's words around as you please, make up lies, then I experienced that. I was long enough in this group now. I went, whoa. But that's not what I said. Yet you're hanging something on me that, no, I never do, never said. I just don't like it when you accuse, belittle, slander, and gossip about True Mother. That's it. Do what you want. Do whatever you want. If you're secure enough in whatever you're doing, you don't need to do that. You don't need to start name-calling other people. You don't need to do that. You really think people are so stupid that they can't see the truth? Most of them. Well, anyway, so I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But I've learned, having true belief, truly, heart to mind, believe in God, spirit world, that you develop a relationship with nature, develop an understanding and relationship with wild animals and domestic animals, with plants out in the wild, with plants that you grow yourself. That's the difference. I see the difference between people who use common sense. Either side isn't going to give me more than what I already gained. What I'm doing now is give the best of it all to others, rather than keep up a feud And then, sadly, what I've seen in this group now is that you're using True Father. His time of sickness, his time to pass. And instead of, as far as I know, when he passed away, the family was all in unison over this and that. It's only later on that suddenly, okay, so I'm not going to go and believe anything because you got mad over something, and then you want to start twisting things around. So I was asking the others, well, I don't understand. What are you saying here? Yeah, I'm saying that you are following a tribal instinct with pagan tendencies. That's what you are doing. That's what you are accusing others of. But really, when it comes down to it, because you support all kinds of things that are not part of God's plan, are never been part of God's plan, were never a part of God's creation. You enhance it. Not enhance it. You build upon a lie on top of a lie and another lie and another lie. It has nothing to do with true mother, true father, true parents, or the sons, or the other sons, or the other kids. It has to do with God, with our Heavenly Parent, and what His point of view is in all that. A difficult one to understand. You're so good with where you're at, supporting the guns, the crowns, I don't know, pick out a few of Father's words said at one time or not, and then Mother's at one time or not, and then base that heavy, conviction on it, and this and it without any of the other words. You pick out what suits you, but you have no understanding of the whole. None whatsoever. Sadly, that is the truth. So, it was nice. Really? Does that make sense? Is it good? You were just fed. Keep that. What are you eating? Does it taste good? Huh? It's better than a chicken, he says. Okay, that's good. I'm going with that. I think Ozzy's a lot younger than you think, according to some of his behavior. Huh? You still got some hanging on you. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share this morning. Sadly, having been a part of this group, and basically just, I responded to the post where I felt that you were degrading True Mother and degrading True Father, actually, as well. And then on how you decided to twist my words around one way or another. Yeah. I see. I have the proof now. That is what you have done to True Mother as well. I did. I was there. I had the communication with you guys. I know that one of the sons in this is in that group too, so he approves on how you run things there. So, yeah, you're not an asset per se yet. I think you need to return to reading the Divine Principle. If you don't like the new one, well then read the old one. I've got the old one. I've never read the new one, if there is a new one. Were there really so many changes made this snap? Probably not. Yeah, you're just blowing things out of proportion because you can. Making it sound like, oh my gosh. Thing is, part of the other side too, I see what they're doing. And again, they're way ahead of you. The amount of incredible work that they're doing out there, exactly according to God's will, is phenomenal. And what are you all doing? Again, asked this before. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Just saying. There it is. Huh? Interesting. Cardinals. We have, well, of course, we have a lot of cardinals here, especially now. They are birds that do not fly south or anything. They stick around. So we have our bird feeders out, this, that. Cardinals are beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful birds. And such a beautiful spot of color in snow, this, especially in the wintertime because they're so bright red. The females have some bright red, not as much. They're more brown, but they can be distinguished then, right? Yes. Interesting on how males often, not all the time, but often in the animal world are so much more beautiful looking than females, right? Yes, interesting. Whereas, supposedly, according to how the saying goes, you know, in humankind, women, you know, are the beautiful ones. Yeah. Okay. Guys are handsome. Women are beautiful, but where is the emphasis, right, when it comes to beauty? Cardinals are a sign of hope and encouragement. God's messengers. And I have seen nothing but cardinals. Yesterday, this morning, I went to visit a friend a couple days ago, and we walk out, and I loaded up some more food, this, that, and there is a cardinal, a female cardinal, at her bird feeder. Yeah. Yeah. To me, that's encouragement from God. Yeah. That's where we should get our guidance from. And I don't think God is guiding anyone in your group to slander and gossip about true parents, true mother. Yes. All right? And remember too, when you have such nasty posts out against true mother, her beautiful being as a woman, you shouldn't be surprised when you get some back. Huh? But you get all up in arms when that happens. You just don't make sense. You're not making sense, and you've been found out. I spent a few weeks with you all, and I found how you twist someone's words around. When they try to get to know you better, you give them the boot. That's an odd one too. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, there's always hope for everyone. There's always hope for everyone. What you guys should do is encourage the boys to go back home to mother. I'm sure they can all have an apology session, this and that, and I don't know what, and then move forward together. Why not? Oh my gosh, that would just be, that's never going to happen. That's right. That's how you think. It's not how I think. Oh, right there. You see? Yeah. All right. God's love and blessings always. And we'll talk to you all another time. Maybe. Maybe not.